I have long been an advocate of the WWE World Heavyweight Champion not being overutilized, not being watered down, not being pounded down your throats and my throat on a week in, week out basis. I've always felt that in the oversaturation of the marketplace with WWE product, one of the sad byproducts of that has been the watering down, the overuse of the champion and the championship to the point where the champion doesn't quite feel like a champion, and that championship doesn't have the luster and the aura that it should from a fan standpoint. Now, one of the things that I've always felt is that to utilize that championship title and that champion a little bit less would be beneficial to the product, beneficial to the champion, beneficial to the championship, beneficial to the fans. However, with that said, you have to be careful, in my opinion, because you can pull back a little bit on utilizing and featuring that champion and championship and make it feel more like a special attraction, make it feel more special. But you can also cross over too much and pull that away too much to where it goes from becoming a special attraction to really no attraction at all. And the whole thing here with Brock Lesnar as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, shows me several things. It shows me the double standards of some wrestling fans. It shows me the hypocrisy and lack of continuity within the WWE. And it also shows me some things that have me very concerned. Now, from the hypocrisy of a fan standpoint, I find it very amazing that when The Rock was the WWE champion, and literally to the point where it got to 30 days and he didn't defend his title, there was a segment of the fan base going online and they were crying about this and screaming about this and pissing about this and moaning and bitching about this. Even if it was more than 30 days between the pay-per-views, they were mad because The Rock wasn't appearing every week on Raw. He was never wrestling on Raw, and it was going to be more than 30 days between title defenses. Henceforth, they felt that he should be stripped of the title to keep continuity in order. A lot of those same people, though, are nowhere to be found, or at least nowhere to be heard from, when it comes to Brock Lesnar. Here's a Lesnar that is not booked for Hell in a Cell. Frankly, at this point in time, at least at this moment, it looks like there's a possibility that Brock Lesnar might not be booked for the rest of 2014, at least in any type of pay-per-view match. Now, is that 100% true? Is that 100% for certain? I can't say at this point, but there's a definite possibility. It looks like it could be at least a little bit likely. Where's the outcry? Where is the rage over a guy like Brock Lesnar now being the champion and not defending it every 30 days? Where's the outrage over a guy like Lesnar not appearing on Raw every single week? Where's the outrage for a part-time guy that went somewhere else and got even more famous coming back and going over the entire roster? There was a lot of this resentment towards The Rock for this, and I always think that some of that deep-rooted resentment comes from the fact that people felt that The Rock left way too soon and they still held it against him, and it manifested itself when he became the champion at the 2013 Royal Rumble. That's how I feel, and I'm standing by that story because based off of the reaction to him as champion versus Brock Lesnar as champion, I think there's definitely something to be said about that. Because again, where's the outcry? Where's the rage? Where's the anger? Where's the pissing, the moaning, and the bitching about Brock Lesnar not being on Raw every week? Brock Lesnar not being booked on a pay-per-view, potentially several pay-per-views in a row as a champion? Where's the outrage? Did it mean that much to you that he beat John Cena? That nothing else fucking matters and you don't care? Look, like I said before, Brock Lesnar as the champion, it brings a different element. It can bring that big fight feeling that championship title so often lacks. I completely and totally agree. And I am an advocate of not having the champion on Raw every single week and not necessarily having the champion wrestle every single pay-per-view, at least in a championship match. I'm fine with that. But if you're talking about the champion not making a real appearance for 2 or 3 months on a Raw and not wrestling on a pay-per-view but once every 3 or 4 months, Now we're getting into a different category. Now we're getting to where this is not a good thing anymore. This is becoming a bad thing for the champion, the championship, the product, and for us as fans as a whole. I also look at this from the WWE standpoint and I say, where's the continuity here? Now, Daniel Bryan, he gets injured, and since he couldn't compete, since he couldn't defend the title, you were in a great big hurry to strip him of the belt. If anybody should be outraged about the thought of potentially Brock Lesnar not having to defend his title for several months and not having to appear on Raw for several months, it should be Daniel Bryan fans, many of whom it seems like have jumped on board with Brock Lesnar as being that special attraction, ultimate part-time world champion. If this was the case, then why couldn't Daniel Bryan, in theory, still be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Where's the continuity here? And again, I'm speaking from an if standpoint, but if a Lesnar does not defend the title for another 2 or 3 months, how can they sit there and advocate that that's okay, but what they did with Daniel Bryan was also okay? They're going to say, well, he was healthy. In the case of Brock Lesnar, we just didn't have him defend. That doesn't matter. The old 30-day rule is supposed to be the 30-day rule, and that's supposed to be pretty firm across the board. And if you want to say, well, with Daniel Bryan, in that case, they were doing it because they said he was physically unable to defend, again, there's still the 30-day rule. It's just supposed to be, in the words of Vince, a time-honored tradition, at least in the WWE. But amazingly now, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, I guess it just doesn't fucking matter. But the biggest concern of all that I have is at a time where the WWE seems to still, for whatever reason, be completely and totally unwilling to engage in a fully necessary youth movement. They give you teases of that, but never get too far carried away because it's only a matter of time before they yank the rug out on that next guy. At a time where this company is desperately lacking for top stars, period. Whether that be older established guys, newer guys, kind of middle-of-the-road top stars, it doesn't matter. They're just lacking for them. At a time where this product is lacking in things to captivate you and get you interested and engaged and emotionally invested. At a time where this company needs everything at their disposal and in their arsenal in order to get people to subscribe to their stupid WWE network. You have a champion, the guy who in a lot of ways is supposed to be the top draw, the guy that is supposed to be the biggest attraction, is basically no attraction whatsoever. He's not even involved. And there's potentially a chance that he might not be involved or engaged with the product for the rest of 2014. Christ almighty. Special attraction is one thing. Big fight feeling is one thing. But if the guy ain't there, and the guy's not around, that's no attraction at all. And then you get to the point where the whole thing, if Brock Lesnar is supposed to be the all badass villain, after several months he does finally come back, then you're kicking him even more into the good guy babyface category than you did by having him kick Cena's ass at SummerSlam and then having him lose in the way he did at Night of Champions in that match. And is that the result that the WWE is really shooting for? Is that the result that the WWE was intending for? Is that the best possible result for the WWE? Part of the purpose, it would seem to me, of having Lesnar have this kick-ass 2014 was so that you could get a new babyface ready to take his throne in 2015. But instead, now you're setting it up where people like Brock Lesnar, now they want to cheer for Brock Lesnar, and the whole dynamics of this are all fucked up to hell. And all the while, what I don't really understand here is it seems like, at least at this point in time, we got that word that allegedly the WWE could utilize Lesnar more as champion, and it seems like they're utilizing him less. We got this word that Lesnar's contract is up after WrestleMania 31. You would think that if you put the damn title on him, you would want to use him a little bit more, especially because you did have him end the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania 30, especially because you had him plow through Cena the way he freaking did at SummerSlam, knowing there's no guarantee that come April 2015, after WrestleMania 31, he's still going to be involved with the company in any way, shape, or form. Why would you not want to maximize on that investment and get every possible return you possibly can? Squeeze that turnip as much as you possibly can. This is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me to see the hypocrisy and the double standards of the fans. It's ridiculous to me to see the lack of continuity from the WWE. It's ridiculous to me that the WWE is taking Brock Lesnar and turning him from a special attraction into no attraction whatsoever, and when he does come back, being the wrong type of fucking attraction. No, the champion doesn't need to appear every single week. No, the champion does not need to defend the title every single pay-per-view. I've established that. I've agreed with that for a long time. Long before Brock Lesnar becoming the champion was even thought in anybody's mind. But at some point in time, to channel Owen Hart, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. It's time to change direction. It's time to change the plan a little bit. This company needs their champion. This company needs Brock Lesnar on their product at least every other week or every 3 weeks. Something. If he's not going to wrestle Hell in a Cell, fine. But he needs to wrestle at Survivor Series. If he's not going to wrestle maybe at TLC, fine. He at least needs to wrestle at the Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania 31. If you're going to tell me that Brock Lesnar is not going to make a full appearance for another 2 or 3 months and that his next pay-per-view match is at the 2015 Royal Rumble, then I will tell you right now that Brock Lesnar's reign as WWE World Heavyweight Champion might not be one of the worst in the company's history, but it will be one of the most poorly executed and one of the dumbest of all time.